am so embarrassed, humiliated, even. I did something that I regret. And even though I know that it wasn't that big of a deal, technically, it wasn't that big of a deal to warrant such a reaction from myself. It's just that there's so many things underlying that make it present itself as such a big deal in my head. And also, hey, how are you? Because I've been so, alone and so distant from people, even when there were people in my circle, I still felt alone. I've learned to take care of myself and, handle things on my own. If something happens, I'm here for myself. If I feel a type of way, I'm here for myself, and it's hard, especially when you're that type of person, that's what your circumstances, when people that you actually care about enter your circle and you care about their opinion now. So it's like it's not just me anymore. But just for anyone who's really self-sufficient, who's really alone for the most part, I know you know how to take care of yourself. You know how to stand up for yourself, be there for yourself, because there has been nobody, or there's just nobody around you to do that for you. So, no matter how you got to that point, there's been losses along the way, because nobody just wakes up and they're like, oh, I have no friends. Oh, I have nobody. Something happened in your life which taught you that you need to take care of yourself, or something happened in which you just, you have to be self sustaining. You have to be independent. And for me, it was a mix of life events as well as self values. I had things that happened in the past where I fell out with people. I've had circumstances where I've had to pick myself up. Eventually, I just grew out of a lot of people. A lot of people just shedded from my life, and that's what it is. And on the other hand, it's not like I don't see anybody at all. It's just that my circle is small because I know what I value. Like, I value something specific. I'm looking for something specific in the people who are around me. So I don't just let anybody into my life. I don't. Even though it was really easy for me to breeze through life like that, breeze through, oh, well, I'm just waiting. Oh, well, it's just not my time. Well, people, I grew out of people, this and that. There's still things that built up that I had no idea was doing that. I had no idea. And after being alone for so long, it was just natural to me. I'm like, I'm not in a rush to go find people. I'm not in a rush to go do that and that. But what I didn't realize was that there's actual hurt, like along the way of losing people, gaining people, losing people, learning to do it on my own. There's been hurt along the way. Like, I didn't realize this at all until about a few months ago, when I did start inviting people into my space. And then I really realized, oh, there's some things that are really wrong with me. Like, I'm not the worst person in the world. I spend a lot of time self evaluating, looking into aspects of my life that I could change so I could be better for myself. But there's some things you won't learn until you do it with somebody else. There's some things about yourself that you won't learn until you do it with somebody else. And it's been very enlightening. It's been hard and it's been embarrassing, but it's been enlightening at the same time. Anyways, back to what happened. Fast forward, was, living alone, doing my own thing for a long time. Now I have a friend group. Now I have other people in my circle. Now I'm just being a little bit more social, a little bit more open, and finding people that I actually like. Recently, I've experienced things that have made me kind of second guess where I stand a little bit with myself. And for so long, I'm going through life by myself. I'm doing my own thing, you know. It feels okay. Like, I feel okay. I feel good. I feel sustained. I feel fine. That's what I thought it was. And that's what I think it is kind of still. But at the same time, not really. Because now that I've found people that I actually care about, it's uncovered parts of myself that I didn't necessarily know were there. I thought I was fine. It doesn't matter if I lose people along the way. It doesn't matter if this and that. It doesn't matter at all. Like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm just worried about myself, what I have going on moving forward, and then I'll worry about relationships and friendships and this, not, and third, and whatever it is. But I realize it does matter. Now it matters. And it sucks because, in a way, me saying that, it feels like a place of weakness. Like, it feels like vulnerability. And vulnerability isn't bad, but it's just that it just is uncomfortable, especially for somebody like me. It's uncomfortable. I am uncomfortable because I realize that I actually care. I care about relationships. I care about people. I care about losing them. I care about people who mean something to me. But before, I was stuck in these circumstances that made it to where relationships and those types of interactions were all the way down on my priority list. But now that everything is pretty much okay, it's like, well, why not make friends? Why not have relationships? Why not go and find these connections with people? It's okay to want people in your life. It's okay. It's not always a sign of weakness. Yeah, I get, grinding. I get being by your lonesome. I get don't trust people and this and that and the third. I get it. Like, I really get it. But it's okay to have people in your corner and to care about losing them at the same time. Believe it or not, it really is okay. It doesn't make you harder. It doesn't make you cooler. It doesn't make, like, whatever it is, it doesn't do that. It's okay to have healthy connections with people. That's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it will really suck ass if they leave. I'm talking about, it will suck ass. But that's a part of the risk. That actually brings me back all the way to what I was talking about before. What brought me to this conversation to begin with was because I did something that I wasn't really proud of. And since I now found people that I do care about, it's it matters now. How other people perceive the things that I do. Basically, the point is that I'm being perceived now. I am being perceived by other people that I care about their opinions. I haven't cared about nobody's opinion about me in so long that now that I'm here, I'm like, oh no. No, 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 no. Like, I care about how I come across. I care about how I care about people. When I did whatever it was, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, wait, no. What if I lose them? What if I lose them? What if they look at me differently? What if, like, and then I'm just thinking to myself, I'm sitting there, I'm looking around, and it hit a part of me that I didn't even recognize was there, because it has to do with other people, and I'm so busy focused on my own independent life. I didn't realize what connection meant to myself. I didn't know, because I haven't had it in so long. Not in a sad way, but just in a way that's like, I'm happy being independent. I didn't know there was this aspect to me. I had no clue. I'm sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, now I actually care about how I'm being perceived by other people. There's more people in my bubble. What do I do? I just made a mistake. No. Like, on one hand, I'm thinking to myself, wow, I really don't want these people to look at me different. Like, what if I lose them? I jump straight into the deep end. What if I lose them? And what if they don't care about me anymore? What if they don't want to be around me anymore? What if they think about me differently and they think I'm this bad person or whatever it is, you know? And mind you, it wasn't anything crazy. Like, I'm being dramatic. But at the same time, it's I'm in my head. I'm like, oh, what do I do? And there's situations that had happened in the past, and I'm like, it's just gonna happen again, and I don't want it to happen again, and I don't want anybody else to leave me, and da 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 da. And this might be a little bit TMI. I'm not even gonna couch you. This might be a little bit TMI, just a little bit, but yeah, basically just spiraling. I'm connecting these dots in my head about past things that have happened, why I won't even get down to why I won't even get a tattoo. I'm scared of the commitment. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I'm really shocked. I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I'm really well balanced and this, and that, and third. There's a lot for me to work on. I have a lot to work on. That's okay, but still, like, oh, it's so uncomfortable when feeling like I need to depend on someone. And I know that sounds like I have things to work on, and maybe I should go to therapy, but I'm not going to. I'm not gonna go to therapy right now. Okay? So, ouch, my leg is uncomfortable. So, so just don't, yeah, no. But I'm saying all this because if you feel this deep sense of, oh, like these people are going to leave me, what am I going to do? You're probably scared of being abandoned. And there's probably something happening there. And you should probably think about that just a little bit more. It's going to show up in other aspects of your life forever and ever, unless you actually think about it. And then you guys might argue, the people that you care about, you might argue about that because you're thinking, oh, I want this and that and the third. And they're like, well, I thought this and that and the third. And then now you guys are just butting heads because you're scared of being abandoned. So I'm not saying this to grill you or anything. I'm just saying, like, it happens. It does happen. Life sucks. Terrible relationships happen. Falling outs happen. Having bad experiences with people happen where you don't want to trust them and this and that and third and whatever. You know what I'm saying. But it's still important to look back and realize that it's you and that it's coming from you, because you don't want this to be something that bleeds into your relationships. You really don't. Of course, there's aspects of life that you can depend on people for. Like, I'm not saying don't ever depend on your relationship, don't ever depend on your friendships. I'm just saying have boundaries, understand yourself to an extent to where you can recognize, oh, I'm tripping and I need to deal with this, versus laying everything onto them. Oh, I feel this and that type of way. Can you do this and that and this for me? Like, don't just push your problems onto everybody because you feel it, you know? And Maybe that's hurt talking. Maybe it's healthy boundaries. I'm not a clinical professional, but I'm just telling you what I think. I'm just telling you what I think. Like, but I've actually seen this. I've seen this in real life. Had relationships with people. I've been in situations where people are scared of me leaving them, or they're scared of being left, and it's okay. Like, truly, it's okay. And it's gonna hurt. I can't say it's not gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. It is. And you can't avoid that. I know. It sucks. I know you can't hurt anymore and everybody did you bad. Nah, 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 nah. But it's gonna suck. And it is what it is. Boop de doo. You know? But all I can say for that is just put yourself out there. Maybe I don't put myself out there, and all I do is sit down and complain about how I don't have anybody to talk to. So don't be like me and actually go outside, because if I went outside, I'd probably have a bigger social circle. But I don't. So I just kind of chill, la, 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 you know? But on the flip side, like what I was saying about boundaries, you should still have people around you that you feel like you can depend on. Actually, there's a difference between boundaries and self isolation. There's a difference between healthy distance and I can't trust anyone because I've been hurt in the past. You know what I'm saying? Does that sound familiar? You know what I'm saying? That leads to the question, how do we deal with this? How do we deal with this newfound fear of being abandoned by people? It really sucks. Like, it really sucks. I don't like being vulnerable. One thing about me, I don't like feeling like somebody has something over my head. And that's a different thing, but that's something to work on for sure. But it's just so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable to me. So I could only imagine. But yeah, how do we deal with these feelings of, oh, I did something wrong. Now everybody hates me. They're going to leave me. Oh, I did something. Yeah, no, that's the only example I have. Or, oh, I don't have any friends anymore. I can't trust anybody anymore. I'd rather just distance myself instead of putting myself out there. Now I'm stuck in self isolation. Now I can't trust these people that are around me, or it's hard for me to make friends or feel like I make friends, even though other people call me friends. I still don't know if we're actually friends. I don't know if they're actually for real or if I'm just making stuff up, and that's not the case. And they really just don't like me at all. But how do we deal with this? Okay, so my guess, I'm gonna take another shot in the dark. I think to an extent, we're supposed to sit in our feelings of sadness and shame and abandonment. That sounds really bad, but hear me out. Because there's two extremes. And I'm still figuring out where the correct middle is, but I'm right now I'm just trying to avoid the two extremes. One extreme is cutting them off before you even find out what's happening, before you even are able to get to the bottom of the problem. You know, you just cut them off because you're like, you don't like me. I don't want to go through this because you don't like me, even though you don't even know for real. You're going straight to that because you're scared of them leaving you. The flip side to this would be you laying every feeling you have onto them every time you feel it. You constantly asking them for reassurance. You constantly text them, calling them, being around them, overly clingy because you want that reassurance that they're still going to be there for you. Things are not over yet. And that's a lot of weight because it doesn't just stem from them and your relationship with them. This comes from all of your past experiences where you learned this to begin with. So they're carrying all of this weight on their shoulders, and it's just not fair because this is heavy, you know? It's heavy. Of course I'm not saying never lean on them. Lean on someone when you need them, you know? But there's definitely two sides to the story or whatever. And so far, all I know about the middle is that the first step is understanding that this is a problem that stems from your life experience, period. That's step one. Step two would probably be leaning on somebody. Step two would probably be leaning on somebody. And I'm not saying, we already talked about the extremes, so I'm not saying do all that, but maybe tell somebody, lift the weight off a little bit because when you're in this state of being afraid, feeling alone, it can kind of blindside you when you're so used to it, when you're so used to dealing with yourself. You can't really see what the reality is, where you truly stand with the people around you. So lean on them for a second. See where you're standing, and that should give you some peace. That should give you some peace. And then, honestly, after that, your next option is just to wait. Like, all you can do is wait until you build that circle around yourself where you feel fully supported. You have to go do your hobbies. Go back to doing whatever it was that you were doing before. You have to keep yourself busy. Focus on fulfilling your life, fulfilling yourself the way that you can, figuring out whatever the fuck it is, because at the end of the day, it's normal to want that connection. It's normal to want to feel needed. It's normal to want somebody to lean on, somebody to trust. It's normal, and that's just a basic human emotion. But you have to be responsible enough to not let it consume you. So whatever you have to do to, not let it consume you, that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. And if you do let it consume you, then you will be on either side of the scale or whatever I was talking about before. And that's when you should probably talk to somebody about that shit. No, you probably should though. Like, but I get it. Life is busy. Sometimes things just happen and you can't really do anything about that. It just happens, and it happens so quick. Remind yourself that you're valuable, you got it, you're worth it. You're a human being just like the other billions on the planet, and you deserve exactly whatever the hell they have as well. So don't let somebody else define your worth. Period. Point blank. Don't do that. Okay? Of course, in moderation, your relationships with people do determine, it can show a lot of things about yourself. If you have a certain pattern of things happening in your life, certain pattern of relationships happening in your life, then that's a chance for you to look into yourself and see, okay, how am I contributing to this? Am I the problem? Am I doing something to make this constantly happen? It's really such an odd feeling. It's so odd. Relationships with people, connections with people. I'm talking about anybody, mind you. Family, friends, relationships, co-workers, neighbors, anybody. It's so complicated. It is so freaking complicated, but a part of it is figuring it out. I'd also learn more. I'd learn more. I think that would be the key to helping you, because for the most part, I'm still figuring it out. I don't have everything figured out. I barely have anything figured out actually, but learning has helped me a lot. Learning about why, learning about what helps me, learning about what I like, learning about what I need, and waiting. That's all there is to it. Learn to make yourself happy as best as you can, and then somebody else can come and you can tell them exactly what makes you happy, and then you'll be even happier. you know? But yeah, so on that note, I'll definitely be talking about the next thing in the next video. So I'll see you then. And bye. And good luck. And bye. And good luck.